Yes.
Okay, loading thing from watch combo and it's a combo. And I'm reloading again. I see that guy.
You got it?
Yeah, looks like. Are you only 19.6?
Yeah. So you can see the home screen and everything?
Yeah, I can do it.
Should I surf or play a normal match?
Search.
Alright. You know what that is?
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Hey, press turn off your mic.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, in the video.
How?
I don't know, look, hang on, wait, if I get yourself on here and then you can talk.
No, but I can. Okay.
Hang on. Very quiet.
Oh. Johnny, I don't have a mic.
Actually, yeah. Mute yourself and then we'll say stuff and then I gotta figure out how the heck.
No, I got it. Just give me a second. When it loads, I'll mute my mic. Actually.
No, I will actually cry. I will actually cry.
There's actually a solution to this that a couple of countries have already put into place because people have thought about that. Yeah, hey, we don't want people that's 140 years old driving because it's kind of dangerous because their brains are deteriorated.
Well, they gotta break
But the
Guinness
thing
World
is,
Records somehow.
yeah, no. So yeah, but the thing is,
Go
what
kill
other
her,
countries
then
do
eat
is
her, that would
sometimes other
solve
places
world
in the United States and something,
overpopulation
what they
and
actually
world
do
hunger.
is they take. Could you not? What they actually do is they will, after a certain age limit, they won't take away the license, but they'll say in order to keep your license you need to take another test, but it's not the same test that a 16-year-old takes. It's a different test designed to say, hey, is your brain still functioning the way it needs to be in order to drive? So
What color does mean go?
they'll actually
Black.
they'll
It's more about
actually
reaction
go
times
in.
and stuff like that.
Yep, they'll do a full
Yeah,
driving
visible
test,
test.
paper and hands-on, to actually see, hey, because some people might not be able to drive because their brains have deteriorated. Some other people might have kept their brains in pretty healthy condition and still be able to drive, and if the law is to take it away after, what, 65, 85, whatever, then after that age, even if they're still healthy, they won't be able to drive anymore, and they might not like that, especially people who are
Well, that
knuckleheads or
sucks,
something who really like driving cars. Yeah, so it sucks for them. So the compromise for it is to have that age limit, but not be a definitive, you have to not drive anymore. It's, you retake the test, and as long as you can pass the kind of vigorous test, then you can drive, continue driving. So I think it's every 2 years you have to renew it.
Some people are very old at the age of 60, and some people are very old at the age, by the age of like 80.
Whatever,
so
they could just be a
like,
grandpa gamer and get those
No, I
donations to
hate
get his
the
license
idea.
back.
I hate the idea that you can pass with like an 80 on a driver's test. Like, would you want like an 85%?
Because you know how many retarded drivers there are?
100 or 0. 100 or 0.
Dude,
that's like
there's so many retarded drivers out there.
In Florida,
Actually,
in Florida, the
it's not
driver's
that.
test. Yeah, in Florida, there's a driver's test. I think it's 55 questions,
you
and you
know?
can miss up to 2. So it's not an 80%.
No,
you
it's
can only
shit,
miss up
like,
to 2.
I'm not talking about 80%, but like, yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you're
not
not
even
allowed to
90.
drive
Should be
unless you-
95. I don't want to be in like a
It is mostly
95
95 in most of
driver.
the states.
I still don't want to be in a
In Illinois, you
I
drive
think
it.
I think
In Illinois, you only
humans
get
shouldn't be
2
allowed to
questions
drive at
wrong.
all because
That's like
eventually
an
it's going to
extra
cause a
10%
problem.
chance of crashing. That's
Actually, I
terrible.
have a really good question.
Humans
What's the
shouldn't
state
be allowed
that
to
has
drive.
the most amount of questions that can be wrong?
Colorado.
What?
No, California.
No, it wouldn't be
California.
California. I believe it's Rhode Island or New Jersey.
That's where
What
Peter
is that?
Griffin
Wait,
lives.
wouldn't be a shocker.
New Jersey is probably the worst drivers in the entire United States.
Actually.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the entire state, but
I'm
some
betting
sections of the state
Miami.
are
I'm
actually
betting it's
worse.
Florida, and I'm betting it's
Florida.
Miami.
Dude,
Florida
you
goes
never
up
want
to
to drive
Miami
in
is,
Texas.
Miami is pretty
Has
bad.
anyone
I
ever
don't
driven
drive
to
in
Miami?
Texas.
Yeah, I
No,
have. It's
Texas
Yeah,
is terrible.
Miami,
Yeah,
Miami is
it's horrible.
terrible. Jacksonville and Orlando is terrible. In Florida,
I
yeah.
lived in Orlando, and I used to go to college in Jacksonville, and I can confirm this. Horrible.
No,
I've
I
been
live
to
in-
Orlando
stop
multiple
screaming.
times. I
I
can
live in
confirm it
Tampa.
too.
Yelling, alright? And also,
Alright,
I
yeah,
think the
chill,
reason
everybody chill.
why-
But okay, I personally think that all humans in the future at least should be banned from driving because it'll be far more efficient to have an automated driver instead of a human driver. It's
You don't have to yell, turn down your mic.
Efficiency
Alright,
is not
toenail
the
picker,
thing.
shut up.
It would be
But
safety, not
anyways.
Yeah,
efficiency.
efficiency will be the thing in the future because when we have a very high population, the problem is that the roads will get so clogged up with human drivers, but with an actual like artificial intelligence driving for you, you would no longer have traffic problems.
Yes and no.
Don't you think we should?
I think the reason
That's not how that works.
You won't have traffic problems because you know
well, the
when
reason
stop
why-
signs.
Hold on.
Hold on,
I
everyone,
want to just
stop.
anecdote off of that.
Stop.
Flying cars. If people have a problem with
No.
two-dimensional traffic, what the fuck are you gonna think about
Flying-
Yeah,
three-dimensional?
actually, anyway,
we
that
already
was
drive
trying
in
to
3D. We have
say,
highways and stuff.
Why would we need cars?
the
Why don't we
reason
just have
why
public
the,
transportation? Wouldn't that just solve all of it?
No.
Anyways, as I was
What
trying
would
to
solve
This one
it
kid
is-
never stops talking.
Anyways, as I was trying to say,
Shut up,
Artif-
toenail pickers.
artificial intelligence driving is better because they don't need stoplights, they don't need stop signs, they don't need to slow down, they can all go the same speed
Yeah,
constantly
anyways.
without any problems.
Well, it's 4 a.m.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
hold on.
what do you
Let me
have to
be
do
clear.
Well, the thing
Two
is,
different-
though, about...
We should do like
the
the
thing is-
hamster
There's
thing. You know
two
how
different
hamsters
kinds, but
have,
you just
like,
pointed
Yeah,
out.
you guys do know the thing
There's
about,
two
like,
different kinds.
the
no,
thing
we
about
shouldn't have cars. We
fucking
should have like
drivers...
tubes like hamsters. You know how like hamsters can
Yeah,
like
alright,
go
cool.
like
Anyway.
that? That'd be cool
Yeah,
though.
then when satellite goes over the United
Yeah,
States of America, all it looks like it was a giant in the dark hamster cage.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. So here's the thing though with the public driving.
Drivers. The thing about the worst drivers is because fucking in Orlando they probably gave the driver
I'm not
test
focused
person.
on this driving stuff anymore. I'm more interested
Nah,
in
the
the
driving
hamster
test
cage
person
situation.
probably fucking got a lap dance from the person. That's how they got their license.
Bro, I'm not even
Honestly,
focused
I
on
think
this.
we,
I wanna talk
we need
about
to focus on the hamster
hamsters, bro.
tubes, yeah. We need to go back to hamster tube
Bro,
talk.
like,
What if we had
okay,
just,
okay.
like, this
No.
giant
We removed.
What if we all talked at the same time?
We remove the cars.
Please
We remove the
stop all
cars.
talking
We
at the same
don't
time.
need the cars anymore. We get hamster tubes for people to go in, and they just like shoot around. And it's
Yeah,
like,
I
as
watched
fast as you
Futurama
want.
too.
Alright, so
It's as fast as you want. It's so
I
good.
think
Let's think
I
about
think there's
this.
a
Like,
movie
watching
that
the, like,
Hipsters
what
still driving
sound will make when
4x4
it-
New York traffic. Genius.
There's an
We'll just
actual thing
switch.
that's going on right now in order to do this. This is Elon Musk's
hamster
current company called the Boring Company. He's currently trying to do
yeah.
something where it's simulating that,
Your
but
wheels
also
have
including
wheels.
cars. Yeah, so what it's going to do is basically it'll take your car and it'll be able to put it through a tube, and you'll be able to, without traffic, go from one place to another to one of the other stations on that tube's route. And then you get off of that traffic line when you hit that route, and then it moves you up to the surface.
Elon-
And you
he's
drive onto the
already
normal
stated-
roads
so
around.
weird, and there's
He's
gonna be
already-
like civilian
He's
versions
already
of it
stated
too.
that it's going to be very difficult. It's
called the human
unlikely that
subway.
he could actually do that, but it's a possibility that he's still attempting because he wants to try and solve traffic problems.
If you listen to
But
the Joe
still,
Rogan
like,
podcast with Elon
Right?
Musk, you hear him talk about that being unfeasible. Like
Yeah.
like he talks about how radical that idea is and the likelihood of it happening
Yeah,
is
that's
very
what I'm saying.
It
low.
is pretty radical. I love
He's
it.
still trying though
Well,
because
talk
he
about
is an
how-
innovator and he wants to try and find a solution, and this could lead to another solution. That's why he's still
Yeah,
trying.
so the idea is pretty massive, and yeah, exactly. The idea is pretty massive, and because there's a lot of change that needs to happen, being able to completely renew infrastructure and change it completely, that's something really massive. Since we've been with the same infrastructure for close to a century now, changing that is a really, really difficult thing to do. Especially since it's probably one of the most non-changeable things ever. You know how much money you go to replacing the pothole outside your house, and how long it takes for that one fucking pothole to get filled?
Like
yeah,
an hour?
changing just that one pothole take the long ass time in paperwork before it actually comes and gets done in most places. So
Yeah.
being able to change the entirety of an infrastructure of highways
So,
or
Oh, yeah, it's worth saying,
city
Michael had
systems is
a
very,
pothole
very
outside
I
his house and he
still
filled it
think-
up with quick dry cement.
I almost guarantee you that artificial intelligence driving instead of humans is gonna be the future almost no matter
okay,
what.
yes
Okay.
and no. So there's two different things with that. Right now, the AI driving and what you're speaking of is two different things. You're kind of mixing them together here. So it's not an AI system with the hive mind. That's not an AI system at all. That's literally just are you needing to get on? Yes. Okay, get on. Are you needing to get off? Okay, get off. That's all it is.
Well,
It
it's-
sounds like
but
Uber,
the
but
big
without
problem.
humans.
Yo, hey,
No, the
Siri,
big problem-
Can I fucking, go
Okay,
to
Jax.
McDonald's?
Jax, shut up, please.
So the problem with it right now is there's two different kinds of automated driving: the AI system and the just regular automated hive mind. The
Yeah, I know
regular
what you're
automated
talking
hive
about.
mind is a 100% complete erasure of anyone driving anymore, and it's all machine. That's all it is. Okay. Now, yeah, it's a hive mind. Basically, what you do is you tell your car, "This is where I am. This is where I need to go." You tell your car where I am by turning on the GPS, by turning on the car. Not very hard. That's what happens. Okay. Most cars have GPSs now in newer forms. So you turn on your car, the GPS turns on, you type in where you need to go, you type in when you need to get there, and it'll find the best places. You can type in specific routes. You need to stop at McDonald's before you go to work, fucking whatever. You type in your route and it will take you there. Now, the thing with that is hive mind, all it does is it taps into basically a network and says, "Hey, cars around me, I need to get on now." And the cars, the hive mind will basically use all of the cars technology or connect to some sort of cellular off-network computing point to figure out which cars need to slow down just for a second to create a small space for that car to get in. And after that, it'll just move like that. And the cars will change in design and everything because of this. And it will also change in propulsion and stuff, but that's a little different. The other thing is AI, which is much harder. Okay, the solution is much harder. To be clear, the hive mind system exists in old video games from 2004. Okay, all we need to do is just add a few extra input points and output points, and that's it. And we have the hive mind system. But the hard part of it is not the software. The hard part is replacing everyone's car. Everyone.
Yeah,
And that's really difficult. The development of that and changing that is going to take an extremely long time, if ever, and it's a very vast and almost impossible idea because of how people are enthusiastic about cars in the first world. So it's very difficult to be able to take cars away from people like that and not have any control over whatsoever, or be able to agree to disagree. Where having some cars are driving but others are not. You can't do that in the hive mind system because one person who's driving a car is going to change
how the rest of that line works.
Yeah.
You can't have
Can I ask-
so here's the solution to that.
Can I ask
Here's
a
the
question?
solution to that. Is an AI. The second one is an AI system, whereas the deployment is much easier, where it's whoever can afford it, whoever wants it, can have this AI driving them, and it'll deal with the rest of traffic. Okay, the hard part is actually dealing with traffic and getting the machine learning inside the car and learning how to drive in shitty drivers' traffic. That's hard. Okay, driving with other cars that are doing the exact same thing as you is really easy, especially because you're not having to calculate anything.
Can I ask
if
a question?
you are dealing with other cars who are going to do stuff that is not necessarily
Yeah, see, now my mic's
along
not
the
working.
lines of the law and can be completely random at any point in time, that's very difficult. And currently the only system that's doing it right now is Tesla's self-driving mode and their autopilot systems. Those kind of back and forth with each other.
Kind of
They
a
have a
it's
high
kind of a
system.
mix, though. It's kind of a mix of the hive mind,
Yes and no. There's no hive mind right now with Tesla. They have talked about it before in press conferences, or not press conferences, in meetings, to talk about on a private circuit if a hive mind system will work. And the only way they can currently implement it is Tesla's current partnership with the Boring Company. That's the hive mind system, where it's not cars on roads, it's just cars in tubes. It's the same thing. If someone needs to get in, the cars behind it will slow
Can I ask you a
down.
question?
Yeah, sure.
You ever think you're paranoid? No, he's stating the fact that this is gonna, the hive mind he is stating is going to happen.
Can I ask you a question?
It's continue, Vortex. Okay, the hive mind thing Vortex is talking about, it's almost guaranteed it's gonna happen in the future because the population, with the way it's growing and the how fast it's growing, and some areas it's not growing that fast.
Oh wait.
In the United States, anyways, we're eventually going to need that to solve traffic problems. If we don't use that, then we're always going to have traffic problems. In New York, in places like LA, New York, and Dallas, they're just going to get worse and worse and worse. And
You know what diseases are?
Yes, so there's a lot.
I'll just kill everybody.
Almost done. I'm gonna
Maybe there could be a solution where, like, when you enter a big city, hive mind mode has to be like activated. There has to be like a stop where you have to activate it. But there's also could be problems with that. But there's gonna have to be some sort of implementation of that hive mind that you're talking about in order for us to solve these traffic problems.
Yes, and the current idea for implementation is exactly what you're thinking, where the implementation is not just on two-dimensional roads. The current idea for implementation that's been pushed forward and is actually doing something and not just on paper, hey, this would be cool, is multiple layers of roads. You can't really go up with it because it kind of gets with 120. So go down would be a better idea, and that's the current idea for the boring
communication
is the hive mind system inside that. But the other idea right now is dealing with the traffic problems, because that hive mind thing will take, for implementation, whether it's needed or not, it can take decades or up to a century to completely eradicate every single working car and the ability for someone to drive it unless it gets literally outlawed.
Only in America.
Well, not necessarily China, and Japan both have problems with it. Japan is not just China, but China's having a major problem with population in their cities. To the point where traffic has completely been eradicated because you have to be very rich in order to afford cars.
Can I ask you a question?
In a place like America, it's harder to implement because of our whole freedom thing.
That and the United States is the country that really pushed for the development of cars. We are the country that pushes people liking cars. If you go over to Russia, which is the same power as us, basically, the same size.
Why can't people just drive their own cars?
International power.
Yeah, exactly.
Their cars are really old and nobody gives a shit. As long as it's running and as long as it's not going to break.
In the next 10 years, they don't care. They do not care about their cars. It's just a tool to get from one place to another. They clean them very rarely. They don't do much with them. But the United States, we're we just have this weird social thing.
You know what he just said?
What we like our cars to be.
So this is a problem because America and all their freedom and stuff, we're gonna like we won't have any way to like take away everybody's cars, and so that's gonna be a problem. I'm like, you're gonna take away our cars?
Europe is the other thing. There's a lot of people over there. There's a lot of petrol heads over there who have the
Like what do we have now? Assault cars or something?
Especially because we speak the same language. There's a lot of
I don't get what he's saying. And I really wish my mic was working because I want him to hear what I have to say.
Yeah, we would probably be the first country to actually.
What is he talking about?
It's a freedom that you're gonna have to give up for the greater good.
Can you get the tablet working or something?
They would probably have a version where
The thing about that is that we're gonna probably get with the same issue that we are with gun rights right now, because people in Australia had to get rid of all their guns and people said no, and they still have guns in there. It's gonna be the same thing for this car issue, so you're just beating it out nowhere. Also, going back on the hive mind thing, I'm still stuck on the thing where Vortex just said, oh, put in a time, put in a location. All that came up to me is I want to go to Beijing, time, now, in Canada. No one else thought about that.
Now you can. There's ideas about a complete world circumnavigation highway system, but it's almost impossible logistically currently. But it's not physically impossible. It's just very expensive, and logistically, with having to deal with some specific parts of the world being almost impossible to go over through land, it's very dangerous. Really good example is the North and South America. No, the North and South America area. In Central America, there's a small little area where it's complete forest, and it's completely overrun with drug cartels. In fact, it is one of the most dangerous places on Earth, because it's basically like Vietnam with high-tech drug cartels. Okay? People live in the trees, and they shoot anyone who goes through that isn't part of their cartel. If you want to go from one place to another and you're going on land, the only way you can get through that area is literally going on a boat. You can't go to land. It's not
the reason why we don't visit a lot of places in Africa, even though they could have like great resources with archaeology, or they could have a great spot for like solar panels. The reason why we don't go to Africa for a lot of those things is because there's a lot of fires. So
there's actually a lot of like warlords things going on now too.
Yeah. But that's a parallel subject. The intercontinental, all six continents except what they call there's a lot of that's a different thing altogether. But the current problem right now is that the hive mind thing is very easy to do, but very difficult to implement. It's so difficult that it can take up to a century to do in one specific area. It can take a very long time to implement. It's not that it won't be needed. It'll be needed very soon. Okay, like within the next 20 to 30 years in some areas, even right now. Right now in LA, you need it right now. You have to have it right now in order to alleviate traffic. Traffic is hell in LA. Atlanta is getting to that point as well. New York is getting to that point as well.
Because of how they are, that you can get by without actually having to travel to the other side of the city, or you can get something like a boosted borders. I don't get those.
Like they're all airports,
you just ride around and everything.
Well, yeah, that's one of the solutions is not using your car and just walking or using a bike or something like that. But the huge solution with traffic, the huge solution with traffic, especially long term, let's just type in the chat. So the big thing right now is because that's going to take a long time, the best way to do this is just work a little bit harder for something that'll be able to pay off much faster. And right now, that's the AI system to be able to deal with traffic, okay? It'll handle a lot of traffic, and the more people that implement this, or the more people that have this, will start to alleviate traffic in the first place. It'll also be safer. What do you mean a hybrid?
Like, okay, so they all start out as AI. You just kind of grow the AI thing with the car market, and then you slowly change it to the vibe.
Well, yeah. That's exactly what you can do if every car has it to the point where you can. If every car has the ability to do complete autopilot, where from one point to another point you can go by yourself, if you don't have to touch it, you can fall asleep, or you can do it drunk, and it's legal to do so. Then you can easily be able to implement the hive mind. That's something that is a secondary thing, and it would speed up the hive mind process definitely, but it would still take a very long time. Because the people right now who don't want to give up their 1968 Chevrolet Camaro, that's not going to happen, or Corvette, excuse me. They're not going to do that. Nobody wants to do that.
Hold on.
Okay? The people who are really working on their cars are not giving away their old cars.
I mean, the only way to solve that problem
Is disallowing it on the roads. Yeah, it's to disallow it. The other thing is one of the critics on the problem is only allowing those cars on regular roads, like civilian roads, really small roads, like where it's all houses or whatever, and not on highways or larger roads.
I mean, another idea that we can
When we got to Dallas, we spent the most time in Dallas than in any
just because of traffic.
Yeah, I mean, another way that we can actually, you know, also, like, with the way that we're going, we're saying it's gonna take centuries and stuff. Like, with, I'm just gonna take this into space for a second. It's like, we're planning on it. Well, yeah, I mean, with the entire pollination of Mars thing that's gonna go on, like,
That's a separate subject.
I mean, okay, just
saying that we could actually automatically implement it.
let me expand upon the terraforming of Mars thing. So, to visit Mars, it's gonna take a while to visit Mars. Actually, not that much, but it'll take a while to visit Mars. But then the part
Current estimation is 2030.
will be such a long process. It will not make a difference. We won't. You know, to terraform Mars, to make it like Earth, you know what we have to do? We have to throw asteroids at it.
Okay, hold on.
That's a different cities and shit like that.
Alright. So, if you want to change the subject to terraforming Mars,
I'm not actually terraforming.
No. Terraforming is very important, and in order to live on Mars long term, you do need to terraform it. Whether you do it now or later, you do have to do it for a larger population. That is needed. But think about this. Yeah, of course. And you're going to start something that you're never going to see, and then someone 10 generations in might do what their grandfather and great-grandfather's been doing, and they're going to die off with their children never seeing, and their grandchildren never seeing. It can take a very long time, but think about this. Think about this. There are things right now in the world that have been built, or have been created, or have been designed and been started building, and have taken a very long time to build. A really good example, because it's been in the news recently, is Notre Dame. It took 700 years to build that bitch, okay? 700 years.
That's like 7 generations.
Yeah, it took that long. Okay? It took a very long time to build that.
When it was built, though, they didn't have nearly what we have now.
But the point I'm trying to make is that instead of trying, like, we obviously we should start soon as possible, Mars, but like we shouldn't expect to be on there anytime soon and expect
there's no one that ever expects that. Yeah, no. There's no expectation of that.
People expect it though.
Yeah, exactly. But think about this. If there is ever a problem on the world, where right now we don't have a problem, in the very near future we don't have a problem, in the next 200 or 300 years we're not going to have a climate change problem. So, but if in the next 200 or 300 years, if we wait till the end of that time to start doing something as a backup in case, then we're going to be fucked. If we start early, as early as possible, when the technology exists now, instead of waiting for it to develop, why not just force develop it now, get people excited about it, so that having it as a backup for fun is not an emergency thing. Because in emergency things, you can leave a lot of stuff behind. You're going to be a lot less safe. Okay? Really good example of speeding things up too fast is the moon program. We skipped a lot of things in order to get that thing into space. That rocket was not efficient at all. Like, the efficiency of that was like 8%. It was so terrible. The Apollo rocket was almost a complete failure for efficiency. It barely got us to the moon, and it was massive. There are rockets that are literally 10% the size that can get 3 people to the moon and back easily. Literally 10% the size. There's so many things with that rocket that were terrible, but we just skipped stuff because as long as it worked, it worked. You just got it done. Okay? If we force ourselves to do that, then we're going to be spending too much money, we're going to be spending too much development time, we're going to be doing something wrong. But if we set aside the time, we do it early, then there's a lot more time for refinement, to the point where when something happens, if something happens ever, we already have a backup, and if it is ever going to happen, people aren't going to be as fucked about it. People aren't going to be like, oh, we've never been to Mars, why are we moving now? I know the Earth's dying, but why do we need to move now?
One thing is that we have to be careful how we say, like, talk about it. Is like, we can't make people think that we're going to go to it and make it our solution. We can't make people think that's the only solution. We need to make sure that they believe that we can have other solutions.
Is it the final? Like, that's sort of the shit hits the fan solution.
We can't have people thinking, oh, we're gonna go to Mars anyways to trash this planet. We need to make sure that
Okay, so the current idea, the current idea is a multi-planetary species in the first place. Okay, so it's not just a backup planet for Earth to move to if Earth gets fucked. That's not what the colonization of Mars is. The colonization of Mars is expansion. It's where Earth is our home, and it will always be our home, even if we have problems. I'm gonna grow up in this house, I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna live in this house, but I'm gonna tell my kids to go over there. So my kids are gonna go over there, I'm gonna live in this house. I'm not gonna sit here and trash my house so that I can expect myself to go over to my kids' house because I know they take me in. It's not what that is. That's not how this works. So what you really have to do is you don't tell people. It's not the whole thing where, hey, this is our backup plan just in case Earth dies. That's not what the colonization of Mars is. That's not the general idea. The general idea is having more than one planet the first. There is a point in the positive or pro for having a second planet in the first place, just in case something happens, yes. But that doesn't mean that is the leading cause or anywhere near the top. So the big thing with colonizing Mars right now is one, exploration. Humans have a really intense feel for exploration. We always will. So going and learning is really important for other people. So going over to Mars is a really good idea to help curb that. There's a lot of reasons to go to Mars for learning, but if you want to go there for actually living, then colonization of Mars will start off in small little pods, then they'll get to small little areas where they'll start to build domes around it, and then try and terraform the inside and get an atmosphere going inside the domes. And eventually, what they'll do is design the domes to be protective of more than what the Mars elements are, so that when we start to attempt to terraform the outside of those domes, the actual planetary atmosphere, then, the domes can handle it just in case something wrong happens. It's a difficult part, but the current concepts right now for the full terraforming of Mars will take a very long time, okay? So people who start it, the asteroid one is one where we go and we find specific kinds of asteroids with specific kinds of materials, we find a specific hitting point on Mars in order to literally propulse and throw an asteroid at the planet. It will take a lot of energy and a lot of power in order to do so, but that was one of the ideas. You can type it in chat, Fonzie, I'm looking. The other solution is, which was also brought up by Elon Musk a few years ago in his first announcement of the BFR, the Alpha Starship, is terraforming Mars will really help with the water in the atmosphere if we can get the poles liquefied. If you can liquefy the poles, there's a lot of water on it, and estimated with all the ice on both caps, if you can liquefy it permanently, you can get flowing water on a pretty large sum of the planet, and you can have oceans, like actual, real, deep oceans on the planet, which is kind of massive, literally.
I mean, the way that they seem to do it, though, is like using it.
That's like, if that is a major problem, there is a lot of bad things with that.
The nature itself, and then like the planet, the fact of the planet like to heat up and cool down over time repeatedly. We gotta figure out all those before we do that.
Okay, so that's the solution of Thunderjolt. So the heating and cooling of Mars is because of the thin atmosphere, where the day is really fucking hot and the night is really fucking cold. That's because of the thin atmosphere. Well, that's the other thing. It's learning about the planet, where we have a little bit of an easier way of screwing with the atmosphere, can make us learn a lot more about how our atmosphere can be managed, and learning about that.
Yeah, I left. They went from talking about whatever self-driving cars to colonizing Mars. I said they went from talking about self-driving cars to colonizing Mars.